agreed, and then we called a meeting with all of the candidates.
He says a meeting was held with all candidates who accepted the recommendation from the Labor Department.
Since we have to go back to the polls, then it certainly gives the members another opportunity to choose. And it's a short window, and so those of us who have to reach out and contact any other member, we'll be doing that.
We also spoke with Sherry Benjamin, who says she was disappointed she ran as president and won. Here's what she had to say.
I respect the rule of law, and I would like to make sure that everybody's voice is heard. And so I am comfortable with the decision for it to go to go over, so that we don't disenfranchise anybody, anyone, any voter. And so Labor says it has to be done over. I was present when they said they would have informed Mr. Roll as to what has to happen, and so I'm good with that.
Candidates do not have to reapply. However, based on the advice from the Labor Department, no new nominations will be accepted. Shashina Rule-Farquharson, ZNS Network News. Well, while the nation's chief denies reports of a snap election purported by the opposition and independent candidates, scores of residents continue to inundate the parliamentary registration centers on various islands. Tonight, we speak with the local administrators on Bimini and Abaco to assess what is happening on those northern islands. As centers on Grand Bahama and Nassau have experienced a rush at the parliamentary registration yesterday, one island is reporting a continued steady flow since the registrar was opened for voter registration. Assistant Administrator of the Bimini District, Deidre Bethel Fox, says no rush in Bimini, but persons have been coming in for transfers.
Presently in the Bimini District, we have lots of persons who actually are transferring into the district or from one polling division to another, but there's just a few that actually registering, people who have come of age to register. But it's just normal. We haven't had enough persons there for evening registrations. We tried it once or twice, and they really didn't get any feedback on that. So we just continue the registration through office hours.
But the situation is different in Central Abaco, according to District Administrator Don Roll, who says that many persons have flocked to the centers yesterday.
Yes, it is a mass increase since yesterday. We had an enormous number of persons just flocking into the administrator's office to be registered for the upcoming general election. Most of the requests is transferring and replacement. Because of the Hurricane Dorian, a lot of folks or residents would have lost their voter's card. So they are seeking now to have replacement in order to be able to register and vote in the upcoming election.
And the situation is the same in North Abaco. Senior Deputy Family Island Administrator Therese Boodle-Lang says there has been an uptick in persons coming in to register to vote.
There was definitely an uptick in registration. Persons come in presenting themselves for transfers, new registrant, and so we experienced that in all of our areas. The administrator's office in Cooperstown, we were able to do a late night registration in Green Toki, and far more persons presented themselves than was anticipated. And so today we're in Grand Key, and that is our expectation too, that those persons who didn't come forward when we were here last will present themselves today. So we're making ready to register in Grand Key the remaining persons who are qualified.
Shashina Rule-Farquharson. Now, both North and Central Abaco administrators say that they are looking to extend the parliamentary registration hours to accommodate residents. Well, meantime, here on Grand Bahama, the scene at the parliamentary registration department looked much different than yesterday. Assistant Parliamentary Commissioner Denise Pinder says while a lot of persons showed up to register, the lines today was not as long.
I think there were lines of persons at all the centers, but they definitely were not as long as yesterday. And persons are waiting patiently to get served. We don't see where persons are leaving. So they're going to wait until they get the process done.
Now, Pinder says the challenge the centers experienced was maintaining the cooperation of persons outside.
Because we are most of the centers have a small complement of staff. You know, we try to get them to understand that we're processing as quickly as we can, making sure that we want to do it as accurately as possible. But from time to time, it was a hot day. Persons, I'm sure, were tired of standing in the sun. We couldn't help that.
Well, as of yesterday on Grand Bahama, over 3 constituencies had over 6,000 registered voters. Central Grand Bahama had the highest amount with 6,716. Then East Grand Bahama with 6,395. Marcos City with 6,260, followed by West Grand Bahama with 5,643 and Pine Ridge with 5,626. COVID-19 cases rising once again here on Grand Bahama. The latest dashboard showing 19 cases for this island, 58 in New Providence, 2 in Abaco, 4 in Cat Key and Bimini, and 1 in Long Island, for a total of 81 new cases. Hospitalizations rising as well. 21 hospitalized cases on Grand Bahama, including 2 in the intensive care unit. The remaining 62 hospitalized cases are in New Providence. Now, active cases are now at 1,194. The total number of recovered cases stands at 12,132. Switching gears, the Customs Department announcing last month that business will now be easier with the department through a new digital platform. But there has been a slight delay. Tonight, the Minister of State for Finance is discussing some of the challenges and is assuring residents that just in a matter of weeks, a new system will be in place. Natalia Hall reports.
The former ECAS system has been encountering tremendous challenges on Grand Bahama, and recently, the Customs Department introduced the Click to Clear digital platform to make business easier for clients. Minister of State for Finance, Honorable Kwesi Thompson, says he is aware of the issue, and come September, the new Click to Clear platform will be officially launched.
It is an old system. It is a system that really has gone beyond its time, and so it is down, and Customs has apologized to the public. And I also want to reiterate our apologies and apologize for the inconvenience that this has caused to a number of the businesses in Grand Bahama.
He says this is a period of transition for the system.
Because it is an old system, it was not serving the public well, and so we now need to bring on the Click to Clear. And we intend to launch that Click to Clear on the 1st of September. We also have asked the Comptroller of Customs, who has agreed, to come to Grand Bahama and to have meetings and dialogue with the members of the public, and have dialogue to ensure that they get a complete understanding as to what the challenges are, and that they also get an understanding as to the time frame and when things are going to be back to normal with respect to the Click to Clear.
He is asking business owners for their patience.
And we also pledge that there will be more communication, and that will start with the Comptroller and her senior team traveling to Grand Bahama and having meetings with those stakeholders, because we understand that it is important for the public and the business community to have communication, and that they get a complete understanding as to what is happening.
He says the government is moving towards digitization.
Click to Clear will provide us with that. There are some issues with respect to the Click to Clear that also need to be worked out between now and the 1st of September, and that also is part of the dialogue that we will be doing with the public.
The State Minister for Finance says he is confident that once the Click to Clear system comes on stream in September, things will return to a sense of normalcy for businesses in Grand Bahama. Italia Hall, ZNS Network News.
The University of the Bahamas, UB, announcing the appointment of Dr. Andrew Moxey as Dean of Faculty of UB North. Dr. Moxey's appointment officially began on July 1st. In his capacity as Dean, Dr. Moxey will oversee the expansion of academic program offerings in alignment with the strategic vision for the campus and the mission of the institution. He will assist with the recruitment, selection, orientation, and retention of appropriately qualified faculty, and he will propose and implement strategies to increase retention of students and to support student academic success in collaboration with the Dean of Student Affairs. Now, the new Dean of Faculty will also seek to promote student and faculty research, particularly in the sciences, as UB North seeks to become the STEM campus of the university. Dr. Moxey, during a long and productive career in the chemical and pharmaceutical manufacturing industry, and held technical and senior leadership positions in a number of organizations. In 2009, Dr. Moxey made the formal transition from industry to academia when he joined the faculty of UB's antecedent institution, the College of the Bahamas, or COB, as an assistant professor of chemistry. Well, tonight we continue to focus on sports power as the country celebrates its 48th anniversary of independence. In this report, we will hear from a fixture in the sports of soccer who continues to work to build the country's reputation as a powerhouse. Here is Jay Philippe.
Coach Donnie Knowles. Most evenings you can find him at the YMCA soccer field sharing his knowledge to young soccer players and even young adults. His experience in soccer didn't begin as a coach. Donnie grew up in New Providence in a soccer family where his brothers were all elite players. He first started playing soccer for Aquinas College team as a forward. He played Sunday League for Loomis team as a goalkeeper, then moving later to the Paradise team.
I play in the Saturday League and the Sunday League. We used to have two leagues in there, so the junior boys used to play Saturdays, and we played two games on Saturday, actually. So we'll play in the morning and play in the evening, and then play in the senior team Sundays.
Donnie's first international exposure was with the Bahamas against Bermuda in 1979 as a goalie. Donnie went on to represent the Bahamas as a member of the national soccer team on multiple occasions, a feeling he says will forever be sketched in his memories.
So I know one time he went to Haiti, seeing a crowd there of 10,000 fans show up to watch the game. Going into Jamaica, you know, big football country, and you're coming in as the Bahamas, you know, it's intimidating because, you know, they just feel like they got it on you. But we had a great time, we worked hard, but it's a good experience.
In 1981, Donnie had the opportunity to play at the professional level for Sheffield United, which was an English club at the time. Unfortunately, he broke his leg at the trials and returned home. In 1982, Donnie was again approached by a professional team in Scotland. After 9 months there, he again returned home. He moved to Grand Bahama in 1983, where he started his own team and played for a few more years. But ever since, he's dedicated his time to coaching and passing on experience and knowledge to others.
I love getting out there and being part of the kids and seeing them grow. Not just kids, you know, you're talking young adults. And seeing them grow, seeing how they appreciate how you're talking to them and expressing their interests. Because it's an avenue to open up and have a one-on-one talk, and they want that.
Donnie now spends hours with young players, encouraging and advising them not only on soccer skills, but life skills.
My wife, Mary, you know, we're like a teamwork, so she has a number of licenses and certificates as well, and now to just give kids that opportunity that they could, if they work hard enough, stick in their grades, sports can carry you anywhere in life. And now we have our program going where it's all about learning and discipline and teaching them the sport, and not only the sport on the field, but the sport of life.
As we continue to celebrate 48 years of independence, we pay homage to Donnie Knowles, an unsung hero in the community of Grand Bahama, for the impact he has had in sports. I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
Come on down. Come on down. Now.
Third Dimension on Yellow Pine Street introduces its new home improvement center. Step into our brand new fully stocked showroom for the latest in doors, tiles, housewares, kitchenwares, bathwares, vanities, power tools, electrical, and plumbing supplies. So stop by our showroom to view our full range of products or call the Home Advisor hotline at 602-0935 today. We are your home advisors.
Across the Bahamas, we're more connected than ever before as we upgrade and expand our network, elevating your connection with BTC Superfast Fiber Internet. More people can access the best high-speed internet on our upgraded all-fiber optic network, providing you with a better experience working remotely, learning virtually, accessing more from home, and connecting with more opportunities. Visit our website or any store to upgrade to our super fast fiber internet experience on the Bahamas' best fiber network.
Yes, sir. What you saying, bro?
Man, everything cool. Radio waking dead hot. What you doing for lunch?
You catching me here checking out this ZNS Shopping Network site? I looking at this out to sea deal.
Yeah? How do one go?
For $30, you get a $50 coupon. 20% off fish at the stand, plus you get $10 in minutes.
Man, you can't beat that.
Well, out to sea it is.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
They say health is wealth. Well, let's find out. I'm Jamila Mizik, and I'm here to take you on a journey into what it means to have complete wellness.
#1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Welcome back. Scores of people answering the call to take part in a beach cleanup. This united effort coming after one young man expressed disgust about the state of one local beach and decided to do something about it. Ramiko Knowles reports.
It was a Saturday afternoon that he decided to take his kids on a beach picnic. But when he got to the beach, he was disturbed by the amount of garbage he saw.
When I arrived on the beach, we had to literally pick through the garbage to find a spot to just sit down and chill out. So it was deplorable. So I just thought it was I can, in all good conscience, come out here, see this like this, and just leave it like that.
The next day, he decided to take action.
After I got home, I just was thinking about how we're going to get this beach cleaned up and how I could get people to rally behind it, because I am only one man, So I would need help. So what I did, I just put a post on Facebook talking about it, and one or two people was like, well, organize it.
The Facebook post got the attention of young men and women. Jordan Knowles organized the cleanup effort for the following Sunday. He says he was surprised by the amount of persons who showed up.
I got to show respect to Mr. Mears and the H&A crew. They came out. They talking about clutch. I thought Michael Jordan and LeBron was out there.
H&A is the acronym for Hondas and Acuras, which is the type of vehicles that were loaded with garbage bags after the beach cleanup. But it doesn't stop there. He says they plan to organize more community cleanup initiatives.
We are just trying to be socially aware, socially conscious, and hopefully it catch on to the point, because honestly, it wasn't even about the publicity for me. The beach just needed to clean up, you know? So this is what we out here doing right now. We're just trying to make it better for us, you know, and the future.
Now, after carrying several bags filled with garbage from the beach, there is still quite a bit more left. Knowles is asking for anyone with the truck to assist in the cleanup effort. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Network News.
Absolutely amazing. Well, an official from Grand Bahama Sanitation Services applauding the beach cleanup effort organized by Jordan Knowles. Supervisor Lionel Smith says all Bahamians should take note and display the same attitude. In addition, Smith says Sanitation Services will contribute a garbage bin to the cause.
Sorry this morning on the young man trying to keep the beach clean or help keeping the beach clean. I applaud him for doing that initiative, because we need more persons like him to take pride in what we do when we use the beach. And when we use the beach, we should be responsible enough to take the garbage and when at the end of the day with us and dump it at home or at a nearby bin. So I wish him all the best, and sanitation is here to always help in that kind of initiative, to make sure that we keep the island clean.
And that's a look at stories making news. Here's a check on sports with Jay Philippe.
Good evening, I'm Jake Philippe and welcome to Sports. Game 6 of the NBA Finals is expected to tip off tonight. It's been an interesting series so far. Tonight in this report, we hear from NBA lovers as to who they think will walk away with the championship.
Well, the Phoenix Suns and the Milwaukee Bucks are currently going head-to-head in the NBA Finals. We took to the streets in Grand Bahama to find out who Grand Bahamians are saying will bring home this year's championship.
You could say what you want, but Giannis, yes, he getting numbers. But if Middleton ain't hitting them shots, they in trouble.
I love Giannis, but I love my Bahamian brother more. And I could stand Milwaukee winning, but I hope DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns win.
Mainly because of Chris Paul and the fact that they played serious ball this year, you know. And for Ayton, who just, you know, come up, that's great.
It would seem as though the majority would like to see DeAndre Ayton and the Suns win their first NBA championship title, but Coach Richie Adderley says he is with Milwaukee.
I know everybody who's pulling for the Bahamian, and you know, we would like to see him get one, but I just think Milwaukee has the better team, and they're going with the momentum now. So I really think Milwaukee's going to take it in 6.
So will there be a rally in the valley as the Suns make an attempt to take the series in Game 7, or will the Bucks crush their hopes in Game 6?
I'm going to pick Phoenix in 7.
Because of Ayton as well, he's a Bahamian, and I go on with my Bahamian, you know, and then Chris Paul, he have a lot of accolades, and they overlook him for years because he don't have a ring.
So Milwaukee in 7.
I said 6. Milwaukee in 6.
Well, we're all waiting to find out. Ramiko Knowles, ZNS Total Sports.
Sticking with hoops action, the Hoyts basketball camp got underway this week at the Moan McPhee Basketball Park. The week of August 2nd through the 6th, the camp will move to Wellington Pinder Park, and the week of August 9th through the 13th, the camp will conclude at the Pine Ridge Park. The camp is absolutely free. And finally, in sports, scores from the Rising Stars Development Softball League with games played at the Coco Plum Field in West End on the weekend. The West End Marlins defeated the Black Eagles 12-3. The Crushers got by the West End Sharks 22-9. West End Marlins continuing their dominance. They took down Girls Like Diamonds. Final score in that game is 15-6. And the feature game saw the Crushers doing just that, crushing the Assassins to the tune of 14-6. That's a quick check on sports. I'm Jay Philippe. Be blessed.
Every year, hurricanes are getting stronger and stronger. Don't you want to make sure your home is secured with the strongest windows, doors, and roof? If so, come on down to World's Wholesale on Queens Highway in the Bamboo East Complex, opposite Yeager Funeral Home, where we sell the highest quality hurricane impact windows, doors, metal roofs, and hurricane shutters at the best prices you can find in the U.S. and Bahamas. Visit our store Monday to Friday from the hours of 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. to see the quality of our products. Contact us today for a free estimate.
Are you tired, overweight, having trouble sticking to your health and fitness goals? Well, look no further. The Fitness Connection has teamed up with ZNS to bring you Health Bites. This and every Thursday, tune in, and we'll make sure you get on track and stay on track with your health and fitness goals. Tune in.
Hey, what you doing, boy? Don't jump. Don't jump. You all right? Man, I so stressed out. I could use a massage. Oh, no. Don't look at me. I don't do them things. Why don't you check out the ZNS Shopping Network? They may be able to help you with something like that. You think they have something for that? Yeah, man, for sure. For New Day Spa? That's the place where the guys them just rub you down and feel you up. Look, I am buying this coupon for the hot stone massage. Renew Day Spa it is. I'm going. Hey, look here. Wait for me. I rolling with you.
Log on to www.znsshoppingnetwork.com. Select the island of your choice and shop anywhere, anytime.
That's what I told her. Bring the winding thing here. This is Rick and Script, so show me emotion. Hey, wine and go down low.
The King of the North is back. Power 104.5 FM. Your #1 news team covering the North. The Bahamas Tonight, Northern Edition.
Don Grant, you are our Facebook friend of the day. We say thank you for your support. And that is going to do it for us here in the North. On behalf of our entire ZNS News team, I'm Shashina Roll-Farquharson. The Bahamas Tonight continues.
Coming up in the Bahamas Tonight, the national report, stretcher COVID cases overwhelm hospital officials. What happens after the state of emergency ends? Search efforts continue for the man reported missing at sea. And a new Deputy Governor General sworn in. Those stories and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the national report, continues.
It is important that you follow these 4 R's when taking your medications. Right drug. Remember that each medication is specific for each individual, and what may work for one person may not work for the other. Right dose. Taking more or less than what is prescribed by your provider may cause you to either run out of your pills faster, it may affect your kidneys or liver, and it may even worsen your medical condition. Right time. Taking medications when told ensures that you have enough medication in your body to fight off the illness you may have. Right way. If your medication calls for you to take it whole, with food, or at night only, please follow these directions as there may be side effects. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
Good evening, I'm Akush Lapindo. Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the national report. It's always a pleasure to have you tune in. The public health sector facing a critical situation in the management of COVID-19 cases as infections and deaths climb in the face of no available bed space at the Princess Margaret Hospital. The severity of it all, one of dire concern for senior health officials.
So we are at breaking point? It really doesn't get any clearer than that. PMH's Chief of Staff and Emergency Physician Dr. Carolyn Burnett Garraway there, painting a dismal picture of the current state of the public health sector as the country continues to wrestle the ravishing impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. And Garraway is by no means alone with her sentiments. Equally blunt on the issue, Hospital Administrator Mary Walker says PMH is in emergency mode, inundated with persons presenting themselves with the virus. The difference this time around is that they appear sicker.
And we are up to a capacity today of 30 plus persons in the hospital, 30 admitted. 2 of those persons are on ventilators. And we also have what you call persons under investigation who are being assessed for COVID. And right now there are currently approximately 8 of those persons in our emergency room right now. We are also challenged with regular admission beds. And at this point in time this morning, we started off the morning with about 14 persons in the emergency room, also waiting for an admission bed.
Local infectious diseases specialist Dr. Nakia Forbes says there are many things that are contributing to the global surge in COVID cases, one of them emerging variant strains.
The Delta strain, which is projected to be the most predominant circulating strain right now in North America and many other locations, is very infectious. It's about 60% more infectious than another strain, the Alpha strain, that was deemed to be more infectious than the original COVID strain. Additionally, we have people getting tired of following those public health precautions and under vaccination and reopening of countries and business as usual. And all of this is causing concern, and it's alarming because I was just reading this morning in Infectious Disease Society of America News that globally and here at home, we have to be concerned that there's going to be a resurgence of COVID-19, despite the advancements we've made with the vaccine over the last year. But we have learned some things, and we know that COVID is not going away.
In the face of it, some may argue that perhaps the Bahamas needs tighter restrictions. Walker says on their end, clinical advice and recommendations are made, but it's up to the cabinet to make a determination.
Yes, we will always fall back on our public health measures of how to sanitize, the social distancing where you're covering. Persons also trying to balance that with the economy. But if you start seeing a demographic where the younger persons now are getting more severely ill, this is your workforce. This is your workforce of today and for tomorrow. And if they're now starting to die out, there's an issue.
Well, meantime, the country's increasing death toll leading to the Rand Lab being well over its capacity, and so much so that officials find themselves reiterating this appeal.
Yes, we are in a surge right now, even with bodies. The morgue has a capacity of 73, and we have 218 bodies. So yes, we are appealing to the members of the public who have loved ones with us to make arrangements as best they can to take care of their loved ones at their final resting place.
Now, the health minister pointed out today that while health officials are set to discuss rising COVID-19 cases, this doesn't mean tighter restrictions are on the way. All this as the emergency orders are set to expire next month, and the country awaits more COVID-19 vaccine doses. Here's Cleopatra Murphy.
There will be no immediate legislation to replace the existing emergency COVID-19 orders set to expire on August 13th. This despite rising COVID-19 infections that last week saw 100 new COVID-19 cases in just one day and deaths in the double digits. Attorney General Senator the Honorable Carl Bethel previously said that some form of legal framework would have to be put in place, but Wells says that can take place after, despite the House of Assembly not set to meet until September 22nd.
I think there is a health and safety act that really speaks to, even in the normal course of business, that it is the requirement of the institution that is servicing people to the institution is supposed to ensure the safety of the folk who are coming, the customers, as well as the employees in that institution are supposed to ensure the safety of those clients. So whether we are in a pandemic sort of setting, it does not preclude any sort of business, a restaurant, from saying, if the emergency orders expires, listen, if you're coming into my restaurant, I want you to sanitize. I want you to do a temperature check. I want to space my chairs out a particular way inside my restaurant.
The Minister of Health's comments come as Director of the National HIV/AIDS and Infectious Disease Program, Dr. Nakia Forbes, says a much more transmissible Delta variant could already be in the country, and health officials say healthcare workers and the healthcare system itself is already under strain, something Wells admits.
When you take up the bed spaces for COVID patients, there are less bed spaces to be able to deal with the other issues in our health sector and in our health sphere. When you take up bed spaces to deal particularly with those who are suffering from COVID, you end up having to put additional personnel there, additional personal protective equipment, and the list goes on and on. So it is and has been a huge cost to this country in terms of manpower, in terms of treasure, blood, sweat, and tears in many ways.
He says the country has been on a roller coaster in addressing the recent jump in COVID-19 cases, however, suggesting a link to the Independence Day holiday.
Usually there's a little uptake in cases about 7, 8 days, 5 to 7, 8, 14 days out from any sort of major holiday. We've just come through the entire weekend of independence, and so folks would have gotten together in groups on beaches, in their homes, celebrating our independence, and obviously we would have expected, given the fact that we have had positive cases in the country, that there would have been an uptick.
The Minister of Health also weighed in on the future of the travel health visa once emergency orders expire, something he says Cabinet will have to consider.
The United States has moved beyond certain restrictions, no mask mandate and other restrictions inside of the United States, but they have kept the test for entrance into their country. So we're going to have to look at it. We're going to have to assess it. And obviously, we will take the recommendation of our health team into consideration in deciding whether or not we actually keep the requirements of having to have an RT-PCR test to come into the Bahamas.
As for the arrival of the promised doses of the Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine, there is no definitive date. Wells says those are expected to arrive in August, hopefully the first week, through the Caribbean portal. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Now, operations at the passport offices, University Drive headquarters, expected to resume tomorrow after being closed for the past 2 days due to a COVID-19 outbreak there. Minister of Foreign Affairs, the Honorable Darren Henfield, acknowledging the closure will no doubt slow the office's busy summer period. He also gave an update on the health of staff after the office lost a team member to COVID.
One of our staff members passed. We believe it's due to the pandemic. 4 others have been infected, and several others have been contact traced and are now in quarantine. And so we're looking at alternative sites. I want to publicly extend my condolences to her family. She was a wonderful worker, as we understand it. We're looking now for alternative sites that we'll be able to collect passports, drop-off and collection sites that would be more doable in this environment that we find ourselves.
The passport office, now using its online platform, launched several months back. Henfield says the buy-in has been good, but residents still have to visit the office for some services.
It has completely alleviated most of the challenges we had. Imagine you can just go online now, make your application, but you have to come at some point due to the biometrics and do your fingerprint and collect it so that we know it's you. That's one of the security features in the program. It's been tremendous, but then, we have traditionally been, as a people, slow to come and do our work for passports until it's the summer. And so we're going to have a collection site. I believe we're talking about the Marathon Mall and possibly another site that we will use.
Well, the latest COVID-19 stats showing an additional 81 new cases, 55 of them right here on New Providence, 19 on Grand Bahama, 4 on Bimini and Catkey, another 2 on Abaco, and 1 on Long Island. 5 of those cases have a history of travel within 14 days. The country's overall case count now at 13,685. Meantime, hospitalizations are up at 83, with 70 of the patients listed as moderately ill and the remaining 13 in the intensive care unit. Test completed, we're at 114,795, 187 of them done on Monday. Of that figure, just 1 was a repeat. Mixing COVID-19 vaccines has certainly become a global issue since the World Health Organization's gone on the record noting that public health agencies, not individuals, should decide on mixing and matching COVID vaccines based on available data. Well, here at home, chairperson of the National COVID-19 Vaccine Consultative Committee, Dr. Mercelyn Dow-Regis, says they endorse the move, but only if necessary.
The consultative committee has reviewed all the literature and is supportive of the decision to combine, to have the mix and match combination should the need arise. But at this time, we're not offering a mix and match combination of vaccines.
Well, still to come, a new Deputy Governor General sworn in, and police avow justice in a recent mass murder. We're back after this break. Into the morning edition with LaDawn Davis and Charles Fisher at 7 o'clock weekday mornings. We also have news updates at every hour starting at 2 p.m. You can then watch the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, at 6:30, and the National Report live at 7 p.m. All right here on the ZNS Network.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Sun Oil. Shell's Summer of Fun.
When we talk about Bahamians, we talk about a diverse people with very different dreams and goals. What we have in common, what makes us truly Bahamian in our hearts and in our souls, is our love of this beautiful country, our faith in the Almighty God, and our unshakable belief that we are each our brother's keeper. Happy anniversary of independence, Bahamas. From your family at Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
It's in our name, fried chicken. It's our thing. Others may try, but we have the original. We put the extra in extra crispy. And our spicy secrets in everyone's mouth. So if we want to make the best chicken sandwich, we just need to put our name on it. The new Kentucky Chicken Sandwich. An abundant triple breaded filet, premium mayo, and pickles, all on a buttered brioche bun. The best chicken sandwich had to be KFC.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
The war of words continues. The Constituencies Commission member, Minister of Health, the Honourable Renwood Wells, today dismissed assertions from Commission Chairman, the Honourable Halston Moultrie, that the government members held up submitting a report to the Governor General until the House had been dissolved. Moultrie suggested this was a way of preventing the report that called for changes to 2 bloated constituencies, one, Killarney, from being finalized. Wells maintains committee members will present their views to the Governor General while addressing Moultrie's claim.
Out of the heart, the mouth speaks. Out of the heart, the mouth speaks. Has anyone heard that from myself or the other member of the government on the commission side, who happens to be the Honorable Michael Pintard? No one seeks, this government has never been about, this leader of government business in the House of Assembly has never been about holding up any documents. We've always followed the requisite procedures to ensure that there is no conversation, no issues coming back after we would have proceeded in a constitutional process. And that is what we're going through. At the end of the day, the commissioners, those who are part of the commission, those appointed to the commission, will put forward our views. And it's interesting that the speaker choose to identify the government members. You know, there's an opposition member as well. There's an opposition member as well who happens to agree.
Now, as rumors swirl that an early election is imminent, the minister responsible for the country's election says the Parliamentary Registration Department is working to ensure the electoral process is a smooth and safe one against the backdrop of the COVID-19 pandemic. Cleopatra Murphy has the story.
As early election fever begins to grip the nation, Minister of National Security, the Honorable Marvin Dames, says officials want to ensure that the general elections are the best executed in the country's history. With thousands more people expected to vote in the advanced poll, he says preparation is necessary.
Let's take, for example, the advanced poll. In 2017, we had close to 4,000 persons who participated in the advanced polling. But this time is different due to the amendments to the Act. So we can anticipate anywhere in the area of close to 40,000 persons. And so we have to prepare for that. We're working on building those teams that will manage this from the office, as well as those areas where persons will be called upon to vote whenever the election is called.
Dames' comments comes after the Parliamentary Registration Department was bombarded by Bahamians eager to register amid claims the Prime Minister was set to dissolve Parliament Tuesday. He says the clamor bodes well to the fact that Bahamians want to participate in the electoral process, adding though that officials don't want to attract chaos like in the 2017 advanced poll.
We have to look at the number of centers. We have to ensure that our operations team behind the scene is in place. And we're also looking at introducing to this technology that will make the job much easier. The days of handwriting everything, it's cumbersome, it's antiquated, and we're hoping for this advanced poll, whenever the Prime Minister decides to call the election, that we will have technology driving the results and the outcome.
Dames says digital voting, however, will not be available for the upcoming election, but it is the aim moving forward. Safety amid the COVID-19 pandemic has also been prioritized.
We've hired health and safety persons whose job it will be to ensure that as persons line up to register and to vote, that they are adhering to the orders. But in addition to that, what we're doing as well, as I said before, the amendments, let's say, for example, senior citizens, want to get them earlier because a lot of them may be predisposed, so we want to get them in the advanced polls. We're ensuring that we have persons in place whose job it will be to clean as people touch surfaces and doors and things of that nature.
When it comes to claims that ballots and other election paraphernalia have been sent to family islands and foreign offices, Dames simply responded that the Parliamentary Registration Department would be prepared. He insists the Prime Minister is the only person who knows when the general election will be held, and people should not listen to the noise in the market, which can cause panic. Cleopatra Murphy, ZNS Network News.
Well, meantime, another busy day for voter registration centers. Parliamentary Commissioner Lovardo Duncanson telling ZNS News all hands are on deck as the department works overtime to ensure everyone is accommodated. He told our Keishla Adderley there is as little room as possible for incorrect information to make its way on the register.
Long lines persisted at voter registration centers today, mostly among voters who were required to make transfers since changing their addresses since the last election. Parliamentary Commissioner Lovardo Duncanson says a team will be conducting the work as the office prepares for an election with not a fresh register, but one edited to reflect changes since 2017.
The registration department, we have a team. The team consists certainly of the acting parliamentary commissioner. We have 2 consultants in-house, Charles Aubrey, who would have served as the immediate past, but not immediately past, but he would have served as the acting parliamentary commissioner previously, and also Ms. Errol Bethel is a part of the team.
Duncanson says much of the scrutiny is centered around new addresses, but that the office is not solely relying on the action or inaction of voters.
Have an in-house editing process where the registration information that is on the counterfoil, that is also on the register, there's some examination to that. We also have an ongoing effort as it relates to removal of persons who would have passed. Once it is confirmed, to remove those persons from the register once it is confirmed that such individuals would have died. And so these are the means in which we are continuing our efforts to ensure that the register is as accurate as possible.
Duncanson, speaking to the rights of voters outside the Bahamas, also highlighted the legislative provision that gives the right to vote to only two categories of Bahamians living outside the Bahamas: those who work for the government in a foreign country and those who can prove that they're studying abroad. As for conflicts over the Boundaries Commission report, Duncanson had this to say on what, if any, impact it may have on the department's work.
This time, the Parliamentary Registration Department mandate is extremely clear. We are continuing to register voters. We are continuing with our efforts to transfer voters. We are continuing our efforts to ensure that the register is as accurate as it can be, and that is done through the work of scrutineering, the other means that we've mentioned. And so our mandate at this time is extremely clear, and so we are guided by our mandate, and we will continue in that regard.
Keishla Adderley, ZNS Network News.
Well, on to elections of another kind. The Department of Labor declaring last week's Bahamas Communications and Public Officers election invalid. That from BCPOU President Dina Rolle. In a letter dated today, union members here at the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas were informed that a new election of officers has been set for Thursday, July 29th. All candidates who were nominated to vote are only allowed to run again for the same position. The letter concludes that no nomination forms will be required or accepted. From the crime beat this evening, an ongoing active investigation into that mass shooting on Jerome Avenue and Chesapeake Road that left 6 men dead back in April. The men, who had just been released from police custody, were identified as Kendall Lord, Delano Smith, Renato Bastian, Maurice Pinder, Travis Cooper, and Demario Saunders. A 19-year-old woman and 2-year-old girl were also injured during the incident. Police Press Liaison Officer Assistant Superintendent Audley Peters says authorities will ensure justice prevails.
That matter is still being investigated, and I'm advised that our reason for this process is because of the importance of the evidence and how it has to be correlated. What we have to do is do our due diligence. We have to be purposeful, we have to be principled, and then we'll do, in due course, someone will be brought, the persons rather, will be brought before the courts.
Meantime, the Royal Bahamas Defense Forces search for missing boater Drew Rigby still underway. The 29-year-old went missing Independence weekend after being ejected from a jet ski that collided with a sea craft with 6 people on board in the area of Rose Island. Defense Force Commodore Dr. Raymond King says Marines hope to successfully conclude this case.
Even though the probability of survival for an individual without any life vests on is only a matter of hours, but we have searched in excess of 1 week. We have dedicated over 100 hours of search time. We've worked jointly with Basra, the police Marine unit. They've utilized all of our assets, but we continue to search because we continue to have hope. We would have met with the families. We would have went through the whole timeline of events, what we've done from start to end. They were quite satisfied, but we continue with our search.
The Commodore is meantime encouraging residents to engage in safe boating practices.
If persons have donned life vests are a minimum, and even if they are unconscious, the life vest will keep them afloat, and it helps with the probability of being detected, given the flotation device itself and and the color of it is, illuminates at night. And that really drives everything apart from environmental conditions and the platforms that we're able to deploy immediately.
Meantime, about 40 Defense Force Marines are now better able to operate the organization's new fleet of vessels after successfully completing the Safe Boats International Basic Operator Course and the Basic Maintenance Course earlier this month. The two-week training course held at the Defense Forces Harbor Patrol East Bay Street facility taught the Marines how to maneuver and operate the jet propulsion vessels and troubleshoot the vessel's maintenance and repairs. The three nearly $6 million vessels officially donated by the U.S. government in June increases the Defense Forces capacity and capability, all complementing the existing Damen vessel classes to counter drug trafficking operations, particularly in the southeastern Bahamas. Well, she's an educator and a former parliamentary secretary, and now Elma Garraway can add deputy to the Governor General to her list of achievements. Chief Justice Brian Marie QC administered the oath of office during a brief ceremony at the office of the Governor General on East Bay Street. The new deputy says she's honored to have been chosen for the high post.
It's indeed a very special honor to serve in this capacity as Deputy to the Governor General. Not only is this an honor for myself, but I think it is an honor for my family, for my colleagues, whether they're in education or in the public service. It is an honor for all those persons who would have nurtured and supported and guided my work over the various years. It is an honor for women in general of the Bahamas.
This portion of the news was brought to you by McDonald's. McDonald's, I'm loving it.
Health is the greatest gift. That's where we come in. Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies is a premier distributor of medical equipment, as well as medical and surgical consumables. Our engineers are always on hand, providing top care service that saves lives. We carry a wide selection of over-the-counter and prescription items, IV fluids, and other injections. Our products are state-of-the-art, and our entire team stays on top of cutting-edge technology. With more than 2 decades of dedicated service, Bahamas Medical and Surgical Supplies continues to be a trendsetter and innovator in healthcare. We have set ourselves apart by truly caring for our customers. We understand the intricacies of healthcare, and we produce spectacular results. We cherish our partnerships and nurture our friendships as we continue on our quest to help everyone maintain that wonderful gift of good health. Find us on 9th Fifth Terrace, Centerville, right in the heart of the medical service epicenter of Nassau, Bahamas.
Join up for life insurance. Secure the ones that you love. Join up with Family Guardian. We offer full protection. Join the family. Join the family. Family Guardian. Protect the ones you love. A friend that you can trust. Family Guardian.
Let this week's specials put a smile back on your face at Super Value and Quality Supermarkets. Rainbow Evaporated Milk, large can, 89 cents. Campbell's Chunky Soups, 19-ounce size, $2.39. Super Value Alkaline Water, 1 gallon, $1.69. Premium boneless strip steaks, $8.99 per pound. Fresh limes, 4 for $1. Working hard every day to keep your prices down. That's Super Value and Quality Supermarkets.
We elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate, we elevate, elevate.
One of the things we haven't been able to do for a long time is connect in our neighborhoods. Well, that's all different now. Our sales teams are out and about canvassing the Western District of New Providence.
Finally, we're back in the neighborhoods, and I think one of the things that makes this a little more surprising this time around is the location that we're in and what we're selling. So we're here in Tropical Gardens right now, and we're actually selling fiber out west. It's one of those things where, you know, a lot of our customers were asking over the years, when are you coming out west? When are you going to move from the east? When is it going to be in my area or my neighborhood or my location? What makes our Neighborhood Connects so impactful for our customers is that when we set up a Neighborhood Connect, when we hear about those and we're coming to your area for that day for a Neighborhood Connect, essentially what that means is that you can literally get an end-to-end solution that exact day. We have our full team, it's all hands on deck. You know, we have our sales teams from different departments all pulling together in unity. So full hands on deck, anything that you need done while we're in your area for a Neighborhood Connect, you can get that done, absolutely.
We are back connecting in our neighborhoods, and you can feel immediately the impact that our fiber footprints is having. To make the switch or upgrade, contact us at mybtcbahamas.com. These are still the moments that move us. I'm Corbell Pfeiffer. Be well and be back here. Next, BTC Connection.
When you wanna save money on your tile supplies, who you gonna call? The Tile King. When you tile your house and you wanna look good, who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Visit the new Tile King showroom, which is internationally recognized as the finest tile showroom in the Caribbean, located in the Builders Mall on Wolf Road.
The Tile King. Who you gonna call? The Tile King.
Tiles on everything.
Shell Unleaded improves your fuel economy, giving increased miles per gallon, allowing you to do more of what you really want. Special additives used in Shell Unleaded improve your engine's efficiency. So go further with Shell Unleaded. Venture out to beaches, Junkanoo, and festivals and bring home memories that will last a lifetime. Shell, fueling journeys that matter.
Police character references or police records can now be collected from the centralized collection center in the General Post Office Town Center Mall. The change in location is expected to increase customer convenience. The center is open from 9:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. except public holidays. All documents must be collected in person and one form of government-issued identification for verification. Scotiabank to soon launch the metal version of the Platinum card thanks to an expanded global relationship between the bank and American Express. It features an exclusive agreement to issue American Express cards in various Caribbean countries aimed at exceeding the expectations of top-tier card customers here in the Bahamas. Scotiabank American Express card customers will have access to travel, lifestyle, and protection benefits, including access to VIP airport lounges, a dining program with special perks, premium benefits, and competitive rates at over 1,000 hotels, and 24/7 Platinum concierge travel and lifestyle services. Platinum card members can also earn rewards and accumulate points on all their day-to-day purchases. Installment plans to allow purchases to be paid off over time at competitive interest rates will also be available. Well, technology has literally become the primary mode of operation for many businesses in a COVID-19 environment. Lloyd Allen explores some tech-powered pop-ups in this week's Market Insider.
Sticky Bun Factory has existed in the capital as a regular pop-up for locals looking for a tasty treat. As it is commonly accepted in business, the 5-year mark is a clear sign of survival. And according to proprietor Dandria Bethel, the biggest difference has been an engagement of technology with social media, helping to sustain the business for 8 years.
We are sure that when our customers get the product, it's going to be the product that they had the first time.
Additionally, marketing manager Lavenderia Bethel says there has been a number of tools tested to run the business, like the POS Square.
We have used Square, which is actually a POS system that I found online that was readily available in the App Store. All I had to do basically was download the app.
Bethel says the functionality of the app has proven key in this ongoing COVID environment, spelling good news for the business.
We're able to send receipts by email, so it kind of cuts out the paper. We can put the email addresses in there. We could put a telephone address in there, and then we found that we can keep track of what the person orders.
She says the app also allows easy tracking and prediction of customer preferences.
If you have new customers coming and they try different flavors, it kind of gives us an idea of, you know what, they've been ordering guava for a very long time. Let's just put some guava on the side because maybe they're going to come by today and, you know, this person is going to order guava.
As social media has also been a major component of success for the pop-up, its owner encourages others to join the wave of digital customer engagement.
Oftentimes, we post on all of our social media platforms. So that would be WhatsApp, that would be Instagram, that would be Facebook, and even TikTok now. We've added TikTok to our new listing, Snapchat. But what happens too in terms of how we get new customers too is our customers post on their social media, and that also helps us to get new customers, you know. And you know, they say the best form of marketing is word of mouth.
Lloyd Allen, ZNS Network News.
Well, a man with a big heart collaborated with friends holding a big wallet to help meet the needs of others. That story tonight from Carla Palmer.
Having poured into their souls through spiritual ministry for over a decade, Pastor Genotaire Ching Sherman of Refuge House, St. James Road, is now feeding their physical bodies.
We want to reach those that are in need. If we could be able to help them with some physical food. At this time that we could be able to see that in the pandemic situation that, you know, people out of job, they out of work and so forth, somebody got to reach out. And seeing other people elsewhere are being fed, it lays on my heart to be able to say, what can I do? And this is where I'm at, doing.
Together with other faith-based organizations headquartered in the United States, like Fishers of Men International, Gloria Temple, Outreach Street, and Jesus for All, Pastor Sherman distributed some 200 grocery bags to area residents of St. James Road and its immediate vicinity of Shirley Street here in New Providence.
There is a need, and there is a cry. A big, big one. People are hurting inside. They're polishing, but they're hurting. We want to be able to reach those that are definitely in need, not those that continue just receiving, and not only just feeding them, but be able that I'm concerned about their spiritual well-being too, that they can have a balance, physical and mental balance.
Could you imagine if we can tap into the things that nothing is impossible? That we could say unto that mountain, be thou removed.
And this is a great step for the minister to do, and God will continue to bless him.
Barbara Thompson is past the retired age of employment. She's one of many recipients, unashamed or prideful of being in need of food.
Sometimes I help people too. I don't have it for myself, but I really help people. Don't care what it is. I don't give them less. I give them the best because God gives me the best. He said, when you hand a hand, I hand it to you. And you be grateful to him, and he'll be grateful to you. So this is a great token to help the people.
Also in each grocery bag was placed another gift, a seed envelope containing money. Carla Palmer, ZNS Network News.
As we head to the break, we'd like to thank all our viewers watching us live on our social media platforms. And just in case you missed the news, be sure to head there to catch up. Stay with us. There's more after the break.
Today is a day for fun. Today is a day for family. So why should yesterday's worries affect my today? That's why I insure my family with J.S. Johnson, because their mission is to provide us with the best insurance coverage possible. With J.S. Johnson, I know my family comes first, so I take comfort in knowing that they always have us covered, providing us with a great today and an even better tomorrow.
J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, giving you peace of mind.
guys, it's Shay here, and welcome to our first installment of Alive's Community Corner. Not only is Alive a digital service provider, and beyond those great deals and services that we provide you, Alive is committed to the community. So here's a look at what we did for Mother's and Father's Day. This episode, and we look forward to sharing with you so many more of our community moments. So why Alive? Because you deserve it.
The surge in COVID-19 cases by no means limited to the capital, but have trickled over into the Family Islands, some of whom have seen an equally worrisome uptick in infections.
So we've been receiving calls in the emergency department to receive patients from Eleuthera, from Bimini. I'm advised that South Andros is becoming a hotspot as well, and Freeport seems to be going into another surge. So the Family Islands are experiencing COVID-19 cases as well.
Back to the political front, not only a long line seen at voter registration centers here in New Providence, Mayaguana residents are ensuring their voter information is updated as speculation mounts about an early general election. Administrator Millie Dawkins telling us most of the island's 300 residents are registered.
We have a population of just about under 300, about 100 persons, or just over 100 persons who would be eligible for to vote. It's a small percentage of first-time voters, but we have a lot of persons has been transferred to Mayaguana. A lot of persons who was born here but retired, and now they're coming back home, so they were transferred. And then we have persons who were just moved from one settlement to the next.
And so far, there have been no voter registration challenges there.
Everything has been going very smoothly. So far, the mood on the island, people are a bit excited about an upcoming election. You have like a good half-half. Some people think that it would be an early election, and some are saying that they have to wait and see.
Well, it's time now for a check on Family Island weather with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean. Good evening, Basil.
Good evening, Makishla. Outside of our studios this evening, we are under partly sunny conditions, temperature at 88 degrees. The relative humidity is just around 70%. South-southeast winds at 14 miles per hour. The barometric pressure 1,017.0 millibars. That's 30.03 inches, and your pressure is steady. Temperatures around the outlets this evening, they are brought to you by Family Guardian Insurance Company. We're protecting you. 86 degrees in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and Grand Toll Key. Marshall, Babico at 85 degrees. The Berry Islands, 81. 85 in Alistown, Bimini. 86 in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera, 85 degrees. Black Point, Exuma, Camp Space, at Andros, and Fresh Creek and Central Andros, all at 86 degrees. Otterstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rum Key at 85. Georgetown, Exuma, 84. 85 in Ragged Island. Cloudstown, Long Island, Crooked Island, Betsy Bay, and Acklands. Manatee-Town in Agua, they have 86 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 85 degrees. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Builders Mall, home of FYP, the Towel King, and the Paint Setter. In the Northwestern Islands tonight through Thursday, the winds are going to be southeast speeds around 15 knots, wave height 3 to 5 feet over the ocean. Low tide takes place at 11:59 tonight, another low tide at 11:54 tomorrow morning. In the central and southeastern islands, we're keeping caution flags in place for your boaters. Southeasterly flow at 12 to 18 knots, wave heights at 3 to 6 feet over the ocean. And that's going to do it for your boating forecast. It's time now for your international temperatures, and they are brought to you by World Star Assurance.
Sculling, moving, raking, scraping, man, to this beat. Well, sliding, slipping, dipping, dancing all across the floor. Whining, bumping, jerking, Lord, I'm holding my head. Well, listen, you can't blame me. It's this rake and scrape you see. Music so sweet, it'll knock you off your feet. Blame it on the rake and
And that's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. But stay tuned, your extended weather forecast is still ahead.
Blame it on the rake and scrape.
Elevate your experience with BTC Superfast Fiber Home Internet, which unlocks unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming for as low as $50 per line. Enjoy more savings and value with internet speeds of up to 600 megabits per second and all the connectivity you need on the go. An elevated experience starts with BTC at home, powering unlimited mobile talk, data, and roaming plus great savings. Visit a BTC store or btcbahamas.com for more details.
How the smartest shoppers are shopping in Nassau. Variety disposable products versus the other guys. $120.40 versus $150. Variety disposable products, 25% savings. Bingo, save $3. Padilla, save $2. Bounty hand towel, $1. And that's how the smartest shoppers saved over $30 on this cart at Variety Disposable.
ZNS is everywhere you are when you download the new ZNS app. Watch our live channel to keep up with what's going on in the nation. News updates, we've got you covered. Tune into our radio stations with just a swipe. On the road, on the go, we're here with you. Available for download on the App Store and the Google Play Store.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Welcome to sports. The chief of the Tokyo Olympics Organizing Committee on Tuesday not ruling out a last-minute cancellation of the Olympics. He says more athletes tested positive for COVID-19 and major sponsors ditched plans to attend Friday's opening ceremony. When asked at a news conference if the global sporting showpiece might still be canceled, Toshiro Muto said he would keep an eye on infection numbers and liaise with other organizers if necessary. Now we here at ZNS Total Sports got this brief update from President of the Bahamas Olympic Committee, Romel Fish-Knowles, who says as far as he knows, all systems are still a go.
There's no mention of that in the Olympic Village. Athletes are preparing for competition, so they're attending the training sites, the training venues. There's no talk about cancellation in the village at all.
with members of the Bahamian delegation already in Tokyo to prepare for the swimming portion of the games, which start this weekend. Vice President of the BOC, Dorian Roach, speaking on how the athletes are settling in.
Well, I think obviously with the COVID situation and getting tested and the stress of coming through the airport may play a little bit on their minds, but I think overall, once the competition begins, they're going to forget about that. Like I said, the venue here is beautiful, the competition is great, and I think that's not going to be an issue when it comes down to it.
And for the head swimming coach, he expects the athletes to perform well.
Pace work that Joe's done this afternoon has been really good. Isaac did some work towards his 200 free on his first 50 and then pace after that. They were inside the times he was looking at, so looking all good to go. Now it's only 3 or 4 days to go. They're both sort of getting the ability to get started. Isaac's there on that first morning after the opening ceremony, so hopefully get a good 200 and then Joe will carry on from there.
And a do-or-die Game 6 for DeAndre Ayton and the Phoenix Suns tonight as they trail the Milwaukee Bucks in the best-of-7 NBA Finals Series. After getting out to a 2-zip series lead, the Suns have now dropped 3 in a row. In Game 5, Ayton recorded his 14th double-double of the postseason with 20 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 blocks as the Suns fell 123-119 to Milwaukee. The big man, who has had a decent series when on the floor, has struggled with foul trouble in recent games. History working against the Suns, though, as Game 5 winners of a tied series have won the series 21 out of 29 times in the NBA Finals. Game 6 set for tonight at 9 p.m. on ESPN. And that's my look at sports. Quick check on weather when we return.
This is ZNS Total Sports.
Hurricane season is here, so now's the time to start checking off your list. Make note of what you have. Test your batteries, radio, flashlights, and the expiry date on your first aid kit. You may have to replace a few things. Then make sure you have at least 1 gallon of drinking water per day for each person, 2 weeks supply of non-perishable food, a cooler for ice, and if you have an infant, pack a bag of baby items. Keep spare toilet paper, paper towels, and sanitation wipes, along with cleanup supplies, trash bags, waterproof packaging for personal documents, and mosquito repellent. Have 2 extra face masks per person and enough hand sanitizer and life vests for everyone in the household. And have a plan. If shelter gets compromised, plan with household members beforehand how you will escape. That might mean having a knife, axe, crowbar, or other tool to pry open a door, window, or roofing in an emergency. For more information and a full hurricane prep checklist, visit ZNSBahamas.com.
Did you know that 1/3 of all traffic fatalities occur as a result of excessive speed? Excessive speed impedes a driver's point of perception, which affects braking distance. In the inner city, residential areas, and high pedestrian traffic areas, the speed limit ranges from 15 to 25 miles per hour. On the outskirts of the island, especially where a sign is not posted, the law dictates that the speed limit shall be 30 miles per hour. The maximum speed limit for the Commonwealth of the Bahamas is 45 miles per hour. Here are some safety tips for you. Avoid aggressive and distracted driving. Reduce excessive speed and drive at the appropriate speed to suit the current road conditions. Avoid operating a vehicle while impaired by alcohol or drugs. Be vigilant and always maintain good visibility of the road, and be mindful of other road users, such as pedestrians. Leave out in a timely manner to compensate for potential traffic delays. Even one life lost to traffic fatalities is one life lost too many. On behalf of the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, please slow down.
This public service announcement is brought to you by FG Insurance Agents and Brokers, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Traffic Division, and the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas.
Do you know that one of the main reasons for medication failure is due to non-adherence to medications? It is important that you follow these 4 R's when taking your medications. Right drug, right dose, right time, and right way, right drug. Remember that each medication is specific for each individual, and what may work for one person may not work for the other. Therefore, you should not share your drugs. Right dose. Taking more or less than what is prescribed by your provider may cause you to either run out of your pills faster, it may affect your kidneys or liver, and it may even worsen your medical condition. Right time. Taking medications when told ensures that you have enough medication in your body to fight off the illness you may have. Skipping doses may lead to drug resistance. Right way. If your medication calls for you to take it whole, with food, or at night only, please follow these directions as there may be side effects. Make a commitment today to be adherent to your medication regimen and practice healthy living.
This message has been brought to you by the Bahamas AIDS Foundation with funding provided by PEPFAR, USAID Local Capacity Initiative Small Grant.
Legend, a story that has been passed down for generations. In our history, there are numerous untold stories. This is our legend.
We used to take privilege in holding up that Union Jack. If you did well, the high clan, you would, if you did well, you were able to hold that flag. But I think this called, you had pride in your country, right? You knew your country.
Remember that sweet victory Shawnee Miller gave us in 2016 back in Rio? Can she do it again and in Tokyo? Well, to discuss that.
Time now for weather.
In our final look at weather, the tropics remain quiet this evening for a couple of reasons. One, we have that strong upper-level wind sharing taking place. That coupled with some Sahara dust that's been advected from the east towards the west, keeping the tropical belt very much dry and stable. Our satellite picture also showing a bit of cloudiness over the extreme northwestern Bahamas, which could pop up one or two showers maybe tonight and during the early morning hours. Forecast for tonight calls for a thunderstorm on the prowl, and that could either hit or miss us during the early morning hours. Warm and a bit humid otherwise. 79 degrees for your low temperature tonight. And tomorrow we're looking at mostly sunny and very hot. High temperature tomorrow, but 90 degrees. The heat index today was 104 degrees. We expect to equal that again tomorrow. So do take in a lot of liquids and keep yourself hydrated. 90s right through the 7-day cycle during the daytime, and we're going to keep you close to the 80-degree mark at nighttime. A couple of more showers and thunderstorms working their way back into the forecast on Thursday. Thereafter, things drying out as we head into the weekend with lots of sunshine promised for you. Makeshla.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas tonight. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your #1 news and information network. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team here, thanks for watching and good night.
You're watching the ZNS Network, the People's Station.
Hello, I'm Beverly Curry, and welcome to Ordinary People. We're on Elbows Key, minutes away from Hopetown.